mother come. Take job till your mother come. More job till your mother come. Take job.
Good evening, and welcome to 50 Shades of Carnival Countdown with myself, Remy D, alongside with the Carnival Slayers. So, as you all know, it's less than 50 days to the Notting Hill Carnival, and this week we're going to be having a discussion with some fitness specialists about getting yourself ready for the road. I like to think I'm ready for the road, but there's always room for improvement. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go around and everybody introduce themselves and how you got into being into the fitness and what made you want to get into the fitness industry. So we'll kick it off with Paris. You can tell us a bit about yourself. Hello.
Hi, I'm Paris. So I'm Paris Fabian Fitness on social media. When did I start training? I started training in 2017. I was actually, before this, I was in the property industry, but I wanted to do a whole different career change. And then decided to become a personal trainer. I actually became a personal trainer when I was about 5 months pregnant.
Wow.
Well. Yeah, so I just rocked up and I said, I want to be a personal trainer. They were just like, I thought they were going to turn me away, but they were like, no, it's fine. And then it's probably about last year, I started just being a bit more active on social media and with clients as well. So, yeah.
Okay. Nice. Lorraine?
Hiya, I'm Lorraine.
Hello.
Hi, I'm simply Lorraine on Instagram. I'm the author and creator of Bella and Logan series, and I'm also an active gym goer. I probably got the gym bug properly about 5 years ago. Before that, I was sometime-ish with the gym. I would go for periods of time and then have gaps. But I always kind of grew up fairly active in like childhood and teenage years. So it was always within me. And then just about 5 years ago, I just made a decision. I just thought, you know what? I'm going to start going to classes more often. And someone invited me to a PT session. And I thought, okay, I'll try it. And so I got a PT. And I never looked back. I literally have trained week in, week out with that PT. And just supplemented that with classes, typically spin classes. And that's me. Now it's a lifestyle.
Oh, that's good. Nice to hear. Dexter.
Good afternoon. Everyone can hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Anyways, so my name is Dexter Gampot, also known as Holistic Dex on Instagram. My journey, literally, I'm sure, Remy, you've known me for many years. You know how skinny I used to be back in the day. So my journey started off. So I moved to Grenada in 2012, and I was living down there for 6 years. I remember the exact date. It was 25th of October, 2015. I stood on the veranda with my cousins, and I was like, I'm gonna get into bodybuilding. I can't be this skinny person anymore. So there's two aspects to my journey. There's the health aspects, which is the nutrition side and taking care of my health, and then there's the gym aspects of the aesthetically taking care of my body and getting myself. Because what people don't understand is with gym is not just an aesthetic thing. It builds up your confidence. It changes your whole attitude towards life. Applying the disciplines that you have to apply to gym applies to the rest of life. Literally, those sort of attributes is so important of how it applies to literally everything you put across into your workplace, into general life. So me dedicating and disciplining myself every single day, that whole journey from 2015 till now, and it's still a journey. I'm still a very long way from, as Lorraine said, this is a lifestyle. It is not just a goal towards one thing. It is a lifestyle. It has become a lifestyle because we know how important exercise and taking care of the body and your health has become. So, and then obviously I then when I came back up to England, I went and got my personal training certification, and then I went and got my nutrition certification. And then as an Aquarian, we like to do everything to our most best ability. So when I got into into understanding health and nutrition, I go deep. I don't just learn it on a surface level, because the certification they give you, that's basic surface level. They even teach you everything. Majority of the stuff they teach you, according to the academic, is mostly incorrect anyways. So when you actually understand nutrition on a deeper level, you'd understand most of the stuff on the academic level that they teach you is all incorrect, because you'll understand on a holistic level that they're only there to teach you health, about to push the Babylon system and their money and the capitalist system. When you actually understand health, it goes well beyond what they teach you on the basis. So me, I dive into stuff so deeply to the point where I started following certain people, Dr. Leila Africa, Dr. Sebi, all these sort of characters, to really understand health on a really holistic level. And also another, I know I'm talking a lot, but health also goes on to, when we say holistic health, it's not just the nutrition and training, it's the mind and the spirituality and the mentality, and all of that ties into play when you add the whole overall understanding of health. But I'm gonna talk more on that later on. I'll stop for now.
Hey, yes, Dexter, I like it. So Rosie.
All right. My journey is probably slightly almost opposite to what Dexter was saying. However, a little bit different. I grew up, I was always active. My whole life, going to school, I was into martial arts, fighting, Thai boxing, etc. That was my thing. That was my journey. Health, activity. It wasn't something that I consciously was involved in. I just was involved. Played football. Anybody that comes up in the Caribbean, you know, it's between athletics and football and this. You're always doing something. And then finished school and everything, and got a job in an office. And that was it. Sitting down in the office, big old lunches, not really looking after myself, because you're working from 6 o'clock till 6 o'clock, and it's just stress. You know what I mean? So when I hear Dex talking about holistic, you know, methods, I suppose, and holistic ways of taking care of your health, these things were triggers for me. So I got myself in a bad way. And about 3 years ago, 2018, because time's moved on. That's 5 years now. 2018, I looked at myself. I was away on a family holiday, and all my cousins was doing pull-ups, and my brother's a bodybuilder, and everybody was just showing off and doing mad activities. And I was struggling to do pull-ups. And I said, nah. I weighed myself and I was 20 stone. And I was like, nah, I've gone, I don't know how I got there. Long, big and serious, I just don't know how I got there. And at that point I said, nah. I gotta take myself back. I gotta get back to being healthy. And as we all know, the older you get as well, you get little injuries and little, you know, this hurting, that joint hurting, and so on and so forth. But I just put myself in a mind frame of, I'm back to the days where I used to train for fights. And it was wake up every morning, go for a run or go for a cycle or whatever the case may be. And within about 3 months of just proper healthy eating, my main but my main culprit foods was things like cheese and bread and, you know what I mean? These types of things. I just cut that out of my diet, or at least balanced it. But mainly I was just upkeeping healthy lifestyle, reduce the stress, important things like sleep, getting some sleep, because I used to work around the clock. Remy, you've known me for a while as well. I'm always up. I got businesses all over different places in the world. So I'm up talking to people in Japan or people in the Caribbean or in America or England. I just don't stop. Always go. And when I said, nah, okay, I'm going to have, my business is going to end at a certain time. I'm going to focus on rest. I'm going to focus on doing the right things holistically for my body and myself and my mental health and these things. And I managed to drop 7 stone in like 4 months.
That's good, man.
And from that point forward, from that focal point, I then said, I really want to get back into sports. So actually, let me step back. As soon as I did that, a lot of people were approaching me and saying, yo, can you train me? And I was like, nah, because the level that I was on, and that's why I can identify with some of the things that have been said. I go deep. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm on this thing. I don't want to, I'm just focused on this thing. And when you're training people, it's a different thing. You got to understand what their mindset is, how they work, and these other things. And I said to a lot of people, nah, I can't train you until I go and get my qualifications and sign up and realize and kind of learn how to do it properly. Because the last thing, you know, I don't want to jump in with somebody and be like, yeah, we're going to do 100 burpees to warm up. You know what I mean? That's what I would do for me, but that's not going to work with clients. So just learning various things. And then from there, got my qualifications. And then I now started wanting to get into like endurance stuff. So I've done 150-mile bike rides. I've done marathons, half marathons, swimathons, all of these things. And I continue to do that now. So the next thing I've got planned is like a triathlon, but we'll dip into that later on. But right now, all about the endurance training and just healthy mind, healthy body, man. So I suppose, did I bang on a little bit? That's my synopsis of where I'm at the moment.
No, I mean, can I just say, I think you're the only black man I know that rode from, what was it, Scotland?
John Road to Land's End.
Yeah. Big up to you.
I have to do, for me personally, I just have to have challenges. I have to give myself challenges and things to achieve and things to work towards. It's just that.
Okay. All right. That's good. So at least we know you have the endurance for the carnival routes.
Something like that,
lagging behind the carnival truck saying I can't make it because I was yeah, you rode from Land's End to Scotland to John O'Groats.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah. You're never gonna hear me give up though. You know what I mean?
That's good. That's very good.
Marlon's connection keep cutting up as he's struggling with his connection.
Yeah, we've lost GE Fitness, but when he comes back, we'll ask him about his, where he started from. But we'll dive into the first question. I hope you guys are ready, Good. Right, so have you heard of the term Carnival Body? And if so, why have you heard of that term? And where did it come from? We're going to go to Lorraine first.
Why me first?
It's random.
Have I heard of the term Carnival Body? Yes. What was the next question?
And why have you heard of that term? Yeah, why have you heard of it and where?
Just, I guess it goes round social media, just people talk it. It's a term that's thrown around.
Okay, because I'm a journalist and everyone's saying, I gotta get my carnival body ready. This person, their carnival body, and I'm like, what is a carnival body?
So to be fair, I've probably even used that term. So go on, Dexter.
I mean,
is that a question? Go on,
Dexter. I want to know because I want to, get down to
Dexter's got something he wants to say. Go on.
All right, go on, Dexter. Let's hear it.
You have to realize we live in a very superficial world. Very, very superficial world. As much as people like to deny certain things, sex sells, these sort of things sells. If you want to, and the thing is, to the core of it, for the people actually experience carnival in a rawest form, they don't care about the body. You could be in any jab plays with big belly jabs. You could be freedom is an expression of freedom. You don't care about body, but the marketing aspects of anything, be it carnival, be it anything, it's always a superficial. You always want the most sexiest woman in a carnival costume or the man with abs. It's an image, and this is the world we live in. As much as we try to diversify and try to give certain images, we have to realize we live in a very, very superficial world that cares about an image, about a brand. So this is why you have these sort of things like Carnival Body with certain bodies representing, because people's attention, it's an attention-seeking economy. People's attention will be like, wow, there's an amazing-looking woman, and straight away they're already captured by the amazing-looking woman or the man of abs. Whereas if it's just the any and anybody, which is the majority of people, then it's not really captured. You're not really capturing people's attention. You have to understand how the psychology of the mind works. I'm not saying it's correct, but this is how the psychology of the people's minds work.
That's true, but then people that know me know I'm not a skinny mini, and to me, I like to see when people say fluffier size people, men and women, or I say plus size men and women. when they're in carnival costumes, I think that's a carnival body because you get
of course,
probably a
because
big size person.
of course, because
I
it's a
wouldn't have the
representation.
confidence to
No,
wear
because
that.
it's a representation of you. So of course you're gonna be happy and proud. Of course, it's you
Don't
want
get
to
me
see.
wrong. The skinny people, they look good in their little skimpy wire bras. I don't know how, but
Uh,
big up to
we
you. But
we have
I like to see the bigger people doing it as
whenever I
well.
talk, you have to realize I'm talking about the general. I'm not saying there's the exception to the rule, and people be like, yes, I'm happy to see this, and I want to see everyone and whatever. But when we're talking about the mass and the generalness of how people's mind work on the, not even talk about carnival, just on a mass scale, people's minds and attention flock to the most sexiest woman or the man with abs and so on. This is how the people's mind work. Sex sells. We know this. This is how a lot of these economies work.
It's true.
Just
Paris, you was going to say something? Oh, sorry, Lorraine.
No, I was just going to pick up on the point that was made, that I do agree that anybody, literally any size body, should be able to go to carnival.
Of course.
If you take carnival for what it is, or
It's
how I
experience
experience
of
it, euphoric experience, a spiritual experience. It's fun, it's joy, and of course, if you look and feel good, then great. But I think the beauty of carnival is that it's all inclusive. So the term carnival body, when it's used in the way that it's typically used, doesn't sit well with me. However, personally, I have said, "Oh, am I carnival ready? Will I be carnival ready?" So you kind of get swept up into those conversations at times.
And the reason why is because, especially when you live in these sort of countries like America, England, and so on, you feel like you have millions of eyes on you, constantly judging you, every movement you make and so on. You feel a certain way to keep a certain image and so on. It's not that I'm not saying that it's correct. I'm just saying this is how life is. People, why do you think people worry about how they dress when they step out? I'll give you, and I can relate back to a personal experience why I say certain things. When I was living in Grenada, I didn't care. I was in a rip-up piece of vest and a piece of slippers and a shorts, and I would step out. I can dress well, I can dress well. I have, you see my fashion page. I know how to dress well, but I didn't care how I look because for me, I was just a comfortability. What I could have gone to the club in a piece of sandals and a rip up piece of clothes. I didn't care. Even I remember a story of a man stepped into a bank, and my cousin said he had the all piece of vest, all piece of Nokia. On his bank account statement, he had over 100 million US in his account. But the way he dressed, you'd never knew because of the way he dressed. Over here now, people, before they even step out, they have to look a certain way. They have to have the freshest trainers. They couldn't never step out with a piece of rip on their clothes or whatever because of a certain image you have to uphold in these sort of first world countries. So you have to understand when people say, I want to get my carnival body, it's because social media again, and how this whole thing is, it makes women feel a certain way that they have to look a certain way, or men feel they have to look a certain way, so they feel body conscious. My body's not this looking because the masses are going to look at me that my body's not this, or I have a little piece of fat hair or whatever. They feel a certain way because that's how they perceive the masses to be looking at them. But then what you have to understand is everyone is conscious about themselves. No one's actually looking at you. Everyone's only looking at themselves. So when you actually get in your mind that the only person you need to care about is how you feel for yourself, then no one's actually looking at you and caring about you. They only care about themselves.
This is true. Thank you, Dexter, for that. Before we go any further, GE Fitness. Can you hear me?
This connection cut up again.
Is he here? Can you hear me? GE Fitness. I don't think he can hear me. Okay, well, what we'll do is, Paris, if we can get your take on the term carnival body.
I've had a couple friends in the past who are bigger girls, beautiful women, but they would come to me and say like, "Oh, Paris, how can I get into modeling in the soca scene? Because I just feel like I'm never gonna get in because of the way that I look." And I'm just like, "Oh boy." But thankfully they did. You know what I mean? Thankfully they pushed for it, and I was like, just go for it. Because if you look at all the advertisements, and now that carnival is now a business, it's no longer really about the culture anymore. From when I was like 6 years old, I remember all the big costumes. I remember wearing 6-foot puppets on your back, and it told a big story, and you see all the clothes going by. But now all of that's gone out the window. And every time I comment on that, people call me Tanty all the time, and I'm just like, no. I'm like, no. It's beautiful. Yes, you can. You know what I mean? It's great to look good and feel good, but at the same time, like you said, what they're putting in front of people's faces isn't representing the reality of the masses at all. And like Dexter was saying, it goes to show that it's in all industries, in the beauty industries, in the fashion industry, and the carnival scene has now just adopted that, unfortunately, as well. So for me, I'm just like, well, even the costume designs now, like because I do both. I do the Brazilian samba as well. So before I feel like I felt like I saw a transition sort of thing. So I saw a transition from people wearing a certain style costume before that was more covered up to now, which is very much, to me, looks like a very Brazilian style of costume, which is what they have been wearing for the longest time. But the difference is when you're playing mass, you're there, you got your everything out, and you're dancing on who this and that, the other person. But in samba, you just dance on your own.
Yeah.
It's actually one of those things, past judging point. If you have anything, nothing has to be flinging out here, gyrate, you lose points. You lose points at judging point.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's a big no-no. So, and for me, it's like there's nothing wrong with liberation, but it's the direction that it has gone in. And it's not fair for everybody else. If you feel like you said, the costumes with the V to your soul, as I call it, and then the white bra, which looks great on particular bodies, but it's not for everybody.
Yeah,
so
the
term carnival body is just very much it's a pocket of a certain, of certain people that look a certain way, but it's not inclusive of everybody as well. And even the mass bands and the soca scene and everything like that, when you go to the launches, you don't see like a variation of different styles really anymore for each section. And for each section just kind of looks similar to the last one, but it's not inclusive of what everybody's comfortable wearing. Even if you quote unquote have the body to wear the smaller costumes, you might not necessarily want to anyway.
This is true.
So
very true.
That might not be your vibe, sort of thing. So, and it's just not inclusive. So yeah, there's been a massive transition. The stories that were told with costume and having all kinds of people, it's out the window because now it's a business. It's not even really about the culture anymore.
It's very true. Very true.
When we live in a capitalist society hijacked by the Babylon system that wants to make everything about money. Carnival was about expression of freedom from the Babylon. Now it's joined the Babylon.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
We seem to have lost two people.
Yeah,
they've just gone. It's too hot. Just frying up people's connections outside.
Sorry about that, people. I'm back.
There you go. Look, 12 of them come back one time.
People wasn't looking backstage, Remy. Well, go on, you're the host.
Me, listen. I was there, trying to multitask as you do.
Yeah.
Before we go any further,
whilst blaming us, the guests.
Wow. No, I blamed your Wi-Fi connection. It's hot outside, GE Fitness. You missed quite a bit, but
yes, sir.
Can you just tell us how you started into getting into this fitness industry? Where did it all begin for you?
Well, for me, I've been kind of training quite a long time. I was training from like 16 years old. There used to be like youth clubs going on. Them days when they had the youth clubs running, they would take us every Friday to the gym down in Stonebridge. We used that, and that's how I kind of started from there. And then from there, obviously went into college, done BTech sports science, then went on to uni to do a sports science degree as well. It was actually from my uni that I did my personal training course, and then went into that because I never really wanted to work for no one. You know what I mean? I always wanted to work for myself, and fitness was always a passion for me as well. I did a lot of sports. I played basketball competitively. I used to play in the National League for my uni. And yeah, I used to dance as well. So I used to do break dancing. So I've been very, very active from a young age up to now. And I've been in personal training for about 8+ years now. And right now, as you see, I'm just more of a kind of personal trainer / content creator at the minute. So just trying to build the business, build the brand, spread awareness, how important fitness is, and etc. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So that's me.
I've seen some of your videos. They look intense, boy. I actually thought you was a twin until I realized it was you.
Multiple.
Yeah, boy. You're doing good things.
There's not enough of him, so he had to multiply himself.
You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yes, we were just asking about the term carnival body. Have you heard of it? And, you know, what does it mean for you?
Well, when you say carnival body, obviously everyone thinks getting in shape for your costume to make sure you're getting ready for the road. So in my mind, that's what I see as a carnival body. But again, nowadays, you know, things have changed now. Learn to accept the skin that you're in. You know what I mean? It's all about how you feel comfortable. So obviously, you know, with society and social media, it paints it out to be like, this is what you need to be a particular way. But as we know, it's not even about that. You know what I mean? If you feel comfortable within yourself, as long as you're healthy, then yeah, I mean, if your goal is to look good in your costume and you need to work out for that, then yeah, that's what you have to do. But yeah, carnival body, you know, there's a spectrum of it, but to me, obviously, that's what I feel it means, you know? Yeah.
And Serosi, what does carnival body mean? Have you heard of the term carnival body?
Yeah, I've heard the term, and I've heard it used basically like everybody else has said in the chat already. For me, on a personal thing, or when speaking to people, I'm always talk about carnival fitness, and we're gonna get there more than carnival body. I've had I've had friends, that have come with me to like Trinidad and struggled because of the amount of walking that you have to do. I've had friends, other friends that go Barbados, they don't understand the fit. So my moniker is carnival fitness, because walking on the road is not a simple thing if you don't walk, or if you don't relatively have that. And what people don't even think about, and I'm slightly sidetracking what we're talking, going on a sidebar, is for most people, the back-to-back fets as well, before road march and all of these things as well, all adds up. You know what I mean? So you have to have a level of fitness to build yourself up and ready yourself for a carnival, for the adventure that is carnival. You understand me? So yeah, people use the word carnival body, but I just tend to always just say, you need to be fit. Rather than look good, you have to be fit for carnival. That's marvelous.
That's a good point.
Unless you experience carnival in the Caribbean, you ain't even experienced carnival yet. Trust me.
For real. 2019, I was doing 3 carnivals. What did I go? St. Lucia, Barbados, Grenada, one after the other. So I know about stamina and pace, boy. You need that for real.
I hear that. The first time I went to Grenada Carnival, and I went to Sortes for Juve. And then I said, oh, that's a very steep hill. And they were like, yeah, we're going to be on there. I was thinking, we? And then obviously it's like a figure of 8. So it goes up and it goes down and it goes round. No, I done it like 20 minutes. I said, no, that's me. I'm out. I went home.
Well,
listen, he said carnival fitness.
In 2019, I had a Samsung fitness watch that tracks the amount of steps you did. And just picture this. Grenada is 25 miles long. The whole island is 25 miles long. And the Juve route is only maybe in town, which is only maybe only 1 mile. That route is only 1 mile. I clocked in 45 miles worth of steps Juve morning. Are you hearing the amount of steps I did Juve morning? 45 miles worth of steps Juve morning. Do you know how much times up and down in that 1 mile I would have had to go?
Well, because you like to whine. I know that for a fact.
I was just about to say that. If he likes to whine,
you wasn't walking, you was whining. We know that.
Oh my god.
So, next question. This one is a bit deep. I hope you guys are ready, With the rise in BBL surgery,
Jesus.
Why?
What is your take on all
I've
the
already
people that have
answered.
the easy way out of
I've
having
already
of
answered. I've
getting the
already answered
BBL.
this. I've already answered this. If you listen to what I said previously, it all ties in to why more women are getting these sort of BBL and so on, because
Yeah,
it's all
we know
about
that, but what is your take on it? So, I mean, there's
we
some
live in a
people out there
lazy.
that want to have that desired effect in their carnival costume, you know? So, I mean, would you entice the easy way out?
No.
Or what kind of exercises can women and or men do to get the BBL in time for the Notting Hill Carnival? We have less than 50 days, people, so we know we need something out there.
You need to embrace your own body and stop going after these fake bodies.
Yeah, I feel as though, but then again, we're biased, innit? All of us are gonna say embrace your own thing and work with what you got. We're all gonna say that. I think what Dexter's been saying, which is that you have a society now which tells you, it almost dictates to you how you should look, how you should feel, what you should do, etc., etc., etc. And we unfortunately have people that, all right, then cool. Let's take a step back. When it comes to advertising anything, you know that there's a psychology behind it. Marketing, there's a psychology behind it. The people that run these businesses, these big corporates, employ big psychologists that know if we feed you this, you are going to react that way. So if we're talking about BBLs, etc., 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 once upon a time, all of us look like we're roughly in that age group that understands that once upon a time, plastic surgery with our people was almost frowned upon. And now it's like, why? Go get it. And if you're given these options now where you can just, you don't have to work for it. You can wake up tomorrow, you can pay your money, you can go over to Turkey or wherever and get yourself right. Who's not going to do it? Who's going to say, I'm going to take the harder route? Then you start saying, no, don't do it. Take the harder route. I think you should you should put the work in and work with what you got and work and use that. But
again, you have to realize we live in a very lazy, and I'm gonna say people love shortcuts. People don't like to work hard. No one likes to work hard. No one wants to work hard. So if you get given the easy option, most people will take that easy option. You have to realize.
Absolutely, I'm brother man. Right now, remember, not only is it BBL, but people can go and get gastric ban. You can pay for everything right now. Why am I going to a gym and sweating and working out and upsetting myself when I can just go and have a surgery to fix it?
But then,
I have these, sorry to cut you though, because I'm passionate about this. I have conversations with people all the time, and it's like, they'll ask my opinion. Oh, do you think I should go and get it? But they are determined to go and get surgery anyway. And I'm always like, why don't you at least try? You want a certain shape? Maybe you can work with what you get. Why don't you at least try and see where you are? Give yourself 6 months, 3 months, etc., and see what differences you can make. Nah, not having it. I'll just pay my money and go.
No, but what people don't realize is you still need to work out, even when you have all these.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You still have to put in the work.
It's just that transfer.
Deep in that. Then nobody's deep in that. You still have to work and you still have to eat right, and you still, in order to maintain whatever it is this gives you, you still got to do some work. Don't care. As long as I look like this tomorrow, that's all I care about. Or tonight, that's all I care about.
You know what's the problem?
Instant gratification.
So TikTok and Instagram and these stuff is what caused the mindset of this younger generation. Not even younger, just generation. I shouldn't say younger. Just this generation on the whole. The word instant gratification. We want everything instantly. We live in a TikTok generation where you could be with the swipe of a hand. You could be anywhere in the world just by your dopamine receptors is getting literally just triggered on a millisecond. So your brain is already triggered to want anything instantly, and that's programming the brain to be like, no, I don't want to take the long route. If the brain gets everything instantly, why am I taking the long route? I'll take the shortcut. And this is how you have to realize there's a system in place that sets people's mindset, the masses. If you're not the 1% that wants to push past the Babylon system and work hard to break past the matrix, you're gonna get trapped in this system, because they know how, as he says. There's people at the top that understand psychology. They've done many tests. There was a period in time, 1950s, where the perfect body was slim with no size to it at all. Like there was no backside, no breast, nothing. That was the perfect body, just slim, looking like a whatever. So, and then everyone wanted to conform to look like that. You have to realize there's psychology to program the masses to follow. It's a follow fashion sort of psychology. Now it was early. It was late, let's say late 2000. When did this whole BBL came in? It was the late 2000s, right?
I realized when Kim Kardashian became the big thing.
Kim Kardashian, from the moment she started to come big, that's when it started to just take off.
Well, actually, yes, I agree with the Kim Kardashian thing, but I think it took a little while to kick in for it to be desirable among everybody. You know, I think. I don't know. I couldn't either. Sorry,
it wasn't really accessible.
No, it wasn't.
Right, and now it's accessible. Now, as you said, you know, like I said, you can go Turkey, you can go these places, you can go anywhere in the world and get it done. I know people have gone Peru, South America, just got it done, mad cheap, come back and then be like, raw.
How much people have veneers? How much people have? You could fix your teeth, you could fix anything you want.
Of course. Who's gonna go for braces? Yo, child, just give me the veneers, man. Let's fix them up. One time.
What about if you're like me, a regular Joe? You know, I like to work smart, not hard. And I'm being told, right, you can either fly to Turkey and spend £3,500, £5,000, or you could just do, I don't know, 100 squats a day and get the BBL. You know, which one would you choose? I would rather, I'm very tight with my money, so I would do the 100 squats a day. I'm not going to lie. But what could we, if there's a person listening out there that wants to increase a little BBL, what could they do to get that?
What people don't realize is with fitness, it's more about, it's not just about the end result and the instant gratification. It's a journey. It's the whole discipline that it adds to you. It's literally the journey progress. So you doing that 100 squats a day is way more beneficial than that instant gratification of getting a BBL, because by doing that instant gratification, you might be happy for a millisecond, and then 2 seconds later, you're ready to want more. You're ready, because that's how the brain works. Whereas that 100 squats a day, you're gonna appreciate that backside you have way more at the end of it, because you worked hard to that 100 to that backside at the end. And this is the mindset that it develops, and people don't understand that. That's what fitness is, a lot more than just that instant aesthetic
It's the mental.
Oh, sorry.
Evening.
Hello. We're joined by Andrea Sweat in the city. Can you hear us? Oh, I don't think she can. Can you hear us? Oh, I don't think she can. Okay, well, we'll get back to Andrea in a second. As you was going to say, Paris?
No, it's just the long-term benefits of fitness as well. Like you said, it creates a discipline in your mind. As well, you overcome certain things. You may have ailments or whatever. It becomes a part of you. And it's just going to become a natural decision that you make. It doesn't become, I've got to work out today, for goodness sake, because you're not always going to be motivated to work out, but that's not the point. You need to be disciplined instead. Because motivation is not always going to be there. But you need to get up and be like, okay, well, I'm not motivated today, but I know that in the long run, I know it's going to benefit me.
All right, so
for me personally, I look at older women on Instagram, they're like in their 50s, and they look absolutely amazing. And I'm just like, well, that's what I want to do. Going to get a BBL is not going to give you that. In fact, you may even look worse by the time you get there. Do you know what I mean? It's fat deposits. So it's one of those things, they can cluster. It can actually cause infections. It can cause all sorts of problems. And actually getting BBLs is the curvy body is bone structure. You can't imitate bone structure either. And also you need to understand that being curvy doesn't necessarily mean being thick either. It's just all about ratio. So you could be really slim and still be curvy. You could be a bigger girl and be curvy. You could be slim thick, as they call it, and still be curvy. It doesn't actually matter. So people have the misconception that I need to look like XYZ. But then if you're not doing the work on the ground anyway, you've got no foundation. So if you've got no foundation, the whole thing's going to crumble at some point.
Or collapse.
So
yeah, but
no mental discipline.
I think the primary conversation with people is actually explaining that to them, and also explaining that fitness is a psychological thing, as we've all said, more so than just a physical thing. It's more the journey that you're going on. It's more the overcoming things. It's more the achieving things, the setting the goals, all of that. And I find, especially with with clients I talk to, because I specialize, I deal primarily with people that are like have my guy in the background, which is music and touring, and you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And so when you're having these conversations, and there's, I suppose, the music is one of the industries where it's about instant gratification. It's about immediate things. I'm going on tour in a few weeks' time. I need to look a certain way. What can we do? And when you're having these kind of conversations, it is the selling the idea of, okay, cool, this is a long thing. It's not tomorrow. This is months, days, months, weeks, years, etc., etc., etc. We're going on a journey together. And I think in today's world, where it's about consumerism and all of these things, it's definitely tough to try and explain to somebody that it takes work and to put the work in. But there are people out there that are prepared to do so, and also there are people out there that aren't prepared to do so. It's just now they've got choices, and people actually, I think, are realizing what their mindset is more easier than it would be previous. Previously, it would be, I don't want to go to the gym. Now it's like, you don't even have to go to the gym. You can just go and do that. But long term, you probably will have wished that you went to the gym and worked out and done all of these things. It's just it's such an interesting thing. We're gonna see in the next 5 to 10 years, aren't we?
This is the thing. You're only going to see the detrimental results. A lot of these stuff right now, we're in the experimental phase. You ain't going to see the end result till the next 10, 20 years,
Yeah. That's when we're going to see it. I think it's going to be interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting.
Wow. This leads me on to my next question. So for those that like to want to get fit for Carnival, when is the best time to start to get
now?
Yeah.
For the road?
Start now.
Have you heard the power of now? There's no such thing as prescribed. There's no such, I'll start tomorrow. No, you start now.
Yep.
You could do results in 2 weeks.
We're moving to Paris. How can we do this?
Start now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. See it there?
No, but so we need to know what we need to be doing from now to get this Carnival. Well, I was going to say Carnival Body. How to get fit for the road?
All right. What you need to realize is that no one should ever make this excuse that we don't have enough time to be fit. It's about prioritizing the 24 hours you have. That everyone have the exact same 24 hours. It's how you prioritize it, what you put important. Before you could spend half an hour in the morning before you start your whole busy day, or your last half an hour before you go to bed. There's always a time you can make to dedicate, and you don't even have to go to the gym. Gym is the last resort. There's so many other ways of keeping fit. Just getting your body active. You could find fun ways of getting active. If you don't like gym or lifting weights, you could go swimming. You could find anything that you enjoy doing. It's about keeping your body active. Right? But another main thing as well is understanding what you put in your body and eating. As we know, nutrition plays 80% of your health. So obviously, as Marlon also said, you still have to put in the hard work of the fitness, but nutrition plays a major role in how the body then turns out because it's how you fuel. It's like a car. If you don't fuel it correctly, it's not going to drive.
Yeah, I agree. I think that you could start 3 months ago, 6 months ago, but if we're here now, 50 days to go, I think the best thing anyone can do is just be realistic with themselves. Like all of us here pretty much live in the gym or in some shape or form, but not everyone wants to go to the gym. I'm only in the gym maybe 3 times a week, but what I've done since lockdown is at lunchtime, I make sure I carve out 20 minutes, sometimes an hour, and I just go for a walk. And often I'm walking the same block, but it's getting out, it's getting active. If you think about the Carnival route, like literally you're either chipping down the road, you might be winding down the road, but ultimately you're walking, you're moving, you need to move. So walking probably is one of your most powerful tools that you can use right now. to just get yourself feeling active and ready for the road. And I think it's quite nice to think, okay, we go in the gym, we lift weights, but that's actually probably what you don't need. That's not the focus right now. The focus is getting endurance, building up endurance, maybe cardio if you can get into the gym, do some cardio, go for a run if you can. And if you can't, like I said, there's a lot of power in walking. And I think actually some of the wins I've seen, if you want to call it wins in terms of like getting fitter, for me over the last couple of years has definitely been through walking as well. The other thing I would add is drink lots of water. I think I've struggled in the past to drink water, and now I've really incorporated it into my like daily routine. And on the day of the road, you need to drink water. If you're drinking, you need to drink water. If you're walking, you need to drink water, because if you dehydrate, that can cause all sorts of knock-on effects, aside from the alcohol, but just like even cramp, headaches, lightheadedness, and so on. So just drink water from now, stay hydrated, and then continue that onto the road. And then the last thing I'll say is, you asked about what we could do if you wanted to build a BBL or an alternative, a natural BBL. Mm-hmm. So personally, I'm all about the natural BAMSI, so I'm not planning to get a BBL. But good exercises, if you are in the gym, I would say Romanian deadlifts, that's my fave, and hip thrusts. I haven't got a BBL X body, but you know, that's what I would recommend.
Romanian deadlifts and hip thrusts. I want to write that down.
You have to train the glutes like a muscle. Muscle grow, so you have to train the glutes that actually is responsible for growing the backside. But then what you have to realize is no one could ever grow hips. Hips stays the same. This is what people. Hips is a bone structure.
You can't grow.
Hips is a bone structure. So where your hips are is where your hips is going to stay. You can grow the backside, but you can't grow hips. Hips stays where it needs to.
Exactly.
I want to go to GE Fitness because I like myself. I'm still working. I work from home and I work in the office. And when I'm in the office, I'm active. Like lunchtime, as Lorraine said, I go out for a walk. I drink lots of water. Have a little fruit bowl there. But when I'm working from home, it's a completely different scenario. I sometimes forget to switch on my Apple Watch and clock my steps. So if somebody's like still working from home or working in from home occasionally, what kind of things could they be doing to get themselves ready for the road, for Notting Hill Carnival?
Well, firstly, if, like you said, you're struggling to remember or to get time to do your workouts at home, is one thing you can do, which is called set reminders on your phone. You know what I mean? To maybe get up and do some walking, get your steps in. You know, it's, that's one of the main things when it comes to, like, if your goal is to lose weight. I always tell people this: walking an hour a day is going to help you to get to that. You know what I mean? Simply walking. It's all about the steady state cardio that gets you there. Running on the treadmill is not going to help you to lose weight. It's long duration, steady state walking over a long duration of time, which is going to help you to lose weight. You know, other things you can do at home, you know, you set yourself aside a time for walking, etc. But also you can maybe do squats. So maybe set yourself, okay, every 20 minutes, I'm going to get up and do 30, 40 squats. So little stuff like that. Maybe I'll go into some crunches, you know what I mean? So you keep yourself active throughout that time, you know? So it's all about planning ahead and allocating that time for some sort of work, some sort of fitness, you know? So that's what I would say. Definitely.
I think the reminders are a powerful thing, you know, because it is just getting yourself into that space of like getting up and doing it. Because I work from home. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you, the reason I started walking was more for my mental capacity, just to be able to like get out the house and have that break away from the screen. Mm-hmm. But actually, I found that it had so many benefits, even just getting fresh air, change of environment, so much. Do you know what I mean? But actually, if you're struggling with it, I think a reminder might be. I mean, I can send you a reminder.
I'm open to all reminders. I know.
Can I add to that? A great way of getting yourself motivated. I don't like to use the word motivated, but actually you have to use it. No, but to get into a disciplined state, you have to try and have that sort of spark.
You need a surge of something.
A great way of doing that is having an accountability body.
Yeah.
Having an accountability person. Literally, because there's days where you might be like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. And then your body be like, no, get on this. And then there's days where they don't feel like it, and then you pushing them. So that accountability of keeping each other accountable will push you. And then once you get that, it's like an engine. Once you get it rolling, discipline then plays a part, because how the brain, again, I'm going to go into psychology of how the brain works. Once you build a habit, then the brain likes shortcuts. It doesn't. So the brain will find ways of making your everyday habits into autopilot. So gym and the fitness and so on doesn't require as much willpower, because it literally becomes a shortcut in the subconscious mind to be able to then do these things. You don't have to really push past to get the willpower to do it, because the brain is just like how you don't need willpower to go brush your teeth or shower or eat or these sort of things, because it's become a shortcut in the mind. You don't think about doing it. You just switch on and do it automatically. By doing something, making something a habit, it will become that shortcut in your brain. But then obviously a lot of people need that spark. And what a lot of people realize, once they actually get that spark and it gets going, it gets easier. It does get easier. It's just that hard. Is the hardest part is starting. It's
true, as my personal trainer used to tell me, Selassie is always watching. So I like to, want to go for that little, them angel cakes, the one in the little. I'll be like, no, we're gonna put that back, because I don't want time to exercise. I'm gonna feel it, and he's gonna know I'm feeling it, because he'll know that I was naughty. So yeah, you're very correct. Need to get myself an accountability partner.
But also you got have an accountability partner. I think that's what we all are, personal trainers, right? So we're all accountability partners. But there's also an understanding and having a open enough relationship with your client where you know that, all right, then cool. You like an angel cake, or you like her this, or you like her that. All right, then I get it. But explaining to your client how important it is to have balance in life in general. Do things that make you feel good. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get this hard work as well, and we got to enjoy ourselves as well. You know what I mean? So even with you, Rems, the whole Selassie is always watching kind of thing, it made you, I think, and you can say if I'm right or wrong, but it made you think twice about because all right, then, step back. If you do an amazing workout, you feel really good after that. And what I find that people do is reward themselves with a meal, let's say, and it might be a KFC or a this or a that. And we used to have them conversations where it's like, yo, why are we rewarding ourselves with something that's not great for us? It don't make sense. But then when I remember there was a moment where your mind frame went, oh this actually don't make sense. And it's again changing that mind frame. It's same thing with the BBL, same thing, you're introducing things into your body that's just not great for you. And if you do this hard work, or if you do this work and again make it a habit, etc., you are you're putting yourself your best foot forward for yourself, for your future. You're investing in yourself. So absolutely, I don't even know what your question was before. I just got caught up in the moment. Selassie is always watching. Remember that. Let's keep it moving.
Okay. So if carnival costumes were less skimpy, would it reduce the pressure on men and women to have a certain body type, do you think?
Yeah.
So we're thinking designers, we need to cover it up a bit more, so everyone will be happy to play masks.
No, I don't think you have to cover up a bit more. But I feel like there needs to be more option.
But so the Jamaican in the room, do carnival costumes have to be skimpy though? Because I've been watching I've been looking at a lot of things, obviously, and I see that there's many bands, etc., that are saying that they have skimpy ones and they have ones with more garments. Please forgive me for using this terminology. There's probably greater terminology I could use, but I don't know it. But I'm saying there's ones with more clothes or less clothes. So is it an option if you choose to wear the skimpy ones, or am I completely getting this wrong?
Well, no, I think the option is obviously they have how I always known it is they have like the general costume, and then you've got like you can have a skimpy option with like the wire bra and the little, I don't even know what they call that piece to cover the private parts, but yeah, it's very skimpy. Or you can have an addition to like the plus size people that want to play masks, so they'll get like maybe like a ones, or what do you call it? Like a tankini or like a swimsuit or like a fuller figure, something to cover like the boulders and stuff, or the belly. But then again, for the men, there's not really much options, is it? You just get like a collar and that's it, and shorts.
The collar, the shorts, the belt, and maybe one arm piece.
Yeah, if you're like a plus size male and you like to play carnival, you're gonna have to be comfortable showing off your belly and, you know, like. And I've seen some men, they prefer to wear a t-shirt and then they wear the collar on top of it, but then why should they? If, you know, that's not how they feel comfortable playing masks.
Paris said it earlier. Carnival has become a business, and when you apply the mentality of how businesses, forget carnival, how businesses run, then you understand that sex sells. It's all about marketing. It's all about catching people's attention. What catches people's attention? This is why Paris said it clearly. It's a business. It is not what carnival was represented about.
Yeah.
So when you look at it on a business level, this is why it's taken the trends of where society has gone. Carnival costumes never used to look like that when I was young. It's only now because of how trends has changed, because it's a business. Do you know why Notting Hill Carnival is the second largest street festival in the world? Because England understands it's a business. It makes them so much money. England didn't like Notting Hill Carnival before. It was a battle between the police and the revelers, always. I'm sure for those that's much older than me, obviously my dad's generation, so on, coming up over the years, seeing how Notting Hill Carnival was a constant battle between police hated Notting Hill Carnival. It was a battle, constant battle. It's only until England realized that it was starting to make them monetary gains and a big money intake into the economy, that's how they accepted it. But other than that, it's a business. This is why it survived and has now become the second largest street festival. They call it a street festival. They don't even call it carnival anymore. A street festival in the world.
Because even I did the Omnia launch. I don't know if any of you saw the controversial video that happened with me and Sam.
So you was the one that was calling on the floor? No, not the one.
No.
Calling on the floor, but the one that was next to the girl calling on the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
So with a breakdown of that, because the comments that were being made about, okay, so they're bringing in people that don't know carnival and this and that, but
again, business.
Which I felt like she wasn't briefed, really. But then my thing was this: I was thinking, it's difficult to say because when I look back at the video, because I didn't actually see the full performance until I looked back at the video and I saw what the commotion was about. But it's like it thrives off of controversy almost to a certain degree as well. Because from that day, the amount of followers I ended up getting because of that video, even though it wasn't even me who committed the crime, I guess. But then as well, I was like, do I feel like she's doing anything different than what you see on the road? Not really. I suppose in a launch sense, I can understand why people were upset. Obviously, as a designer, you want your costume to be represented in a certain way. But then when I looked at all the other costumes as well of each section, I'm like, there wasn't any option. I think my costume was the only costume, where I was wearing a monokini, was the only option, really. I think there was one other as well. But in general, there was quite a few sections and all the sections were really, really small. And the design of the costume was just not that of someone that would necessarily want to wear that kind of costume all the time. So I think if you want to wear a skimpy costume, fine. But there needs to be more option, you know? But yeah, I just personally feel like, yes, Dodora, I didn't commit the crime. I know it wasn't me, so.
That's off, weren't me.
That was crazy.
I hear that.
But then I think just to add to that real quick, based on what you just said there, do we think then that I feel as though more so, and again, this is with my limited experience, but I feel like more so over the most recent years, with Instagram showing every single carnival around the world, the competition has become greater and greater to wear less and less and do more madness on the road. You know what I mean? Because you see the wave. Again, coming into it, I've only been, a 10-year carnival veteran, a 10-year carnival veteran, put it that way. But I've seen a certain trend where it's like, okay, we know St. Lucia's happened. We know, I've been to a few around the world as well. We know St. Vincent's happened, Jamaica's happened. Said, all right, everybody's turning up. So you know Notting Hill's going to be absolutely mad because they have to outdo everybody else. And then the cycle continues. So I'm thinking more so when we talk about different options with costumes, you also get the makers of these costumes or the designers that are going raw. Some of the ones that I saw, I don't know if you have seen the carnival stories where people are talking about how they bought costumes and this was the problem with it. Rare.
Oh yeah.
I just feel it's only gonna get less and less. I can't see
Sorry.
unless there becomes a trend of having something that I don't know that
If they
looks
go
a
down the
certain type of
Brazilian
way.
route, it's going to be a bit political, to be honest with you. Because they literally wear a cup. Some of them literally wear a cup and nipple tassels, and that's it.
Mad.
There you go.
Bro.
You don't want to go
I don't
down
think I'm that confident, if I'm honest.
Look at it on a business level. What a designer will design something that will sell that, because they understand the analytical data. They would put, because I've spoken to certain designers, they say they put out options, but those options didn't get the numbers in that they wanted to. So what they did, they because of the society we live in and it's so expensive to source certain materials and so on, they're going to put all their effort and works into the costume, the popular ones that is making them all the money. So that's
absolutely. But why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Business.
Look, I mean, it's simple economics. When you look at the whole thing, it's like I'm assuming somebody comes and says, "Sorry, bro." Karen.
Supply and demand, yeah.
Absolutely. You look at something, people are coming into you and saying, "Yo, look at this on IG. This was such and such a carnival. I want something that's similar to that." And you're going down that line. The popular thing is gonna get that. And as we've all said, and everybody said, sex sells, and that's that. I think.
So I want to get into the nitty-gritty of being in the fitness industry. What are your pet peeves about having clients, when they come to you and, you start training them? What's the one thing that just really annoys you or really gets on your nerves? Or the thing that you hear all the time from everybody and you just think to yourself, if I had £1, if I heard this saying, I'd be a millionaire.
Marlon, you tell us, Marlon.
Yeah, GE Fitness, come on, you go first. There's so many of you must have some stories.
Why? I think it's having clients who think they know it all. Like, especially, I think with the men, more specifically, with the ego side of stuff, they think that they know more than you. You know what I mean? Well, why did you hire me to train you then if you know so much? Go and do it yourself. You understand? So I think that's one of the things. And I think a next thing for me is the unrealistic goals that people come with me to me. Like, oh yeah, I want to, like, for example, we're talking about the BBL. I want a big bum before Notting Hill or something like that. It's not going to happen. You understand? You see, like obviously me, Dexter, and all the other fitness influencers in here, we would start training from winter, for summer, for the carny. You know what I mean? So that's when the preparation starts. But people think that you can get certain things that the goals are just a bit too unrealistic. So that's what I think. That's one of the next thing that really annoys me. When people come, oh yeah, I want to get abs, especially abs. Abs. People think that abs is just something. I mean, it's dependent on a few things when it comes to abs. Is your body fat percentage for one? You know what I mean? You can get your belly flat and stuff, but that's the one determining factor. How high is your body fat percentage currently? You understand? Because if you're 30-40% and you want to get abs in a month, it's not gonna work. I'm telling you that for sure. So yeah, that's just some of the things that I've encountered. I mean, I'm sure there's much more. Once you guys highlight it, I'll be like, oh yeah, that as well.
Lorraine, what's a pet peeve for yourself?
Yeah, I'm not a personal trainer, but I have a personal trainer.
Okay.
And I can tell you that his pet peeve about something I say, I can tell you that. So, so I like training legs, as Dexter and Marlon know. And my trainer's always like, yeah, but we need balance. Like, you need to do upper body. And for him to get me to train upper body, it takes a lot. And the reason for that is because I always think that training upper body is going to bulk me up too much. And that's his pet. Like, he hates me saying that. He's like, come on, because and he started to convince me that actually there's ways to train your upper body and it doesn't have to mean that you end up bulky. So I think he would say that about me.
This is what I like to say to a lot of women. That your training your upper body will only fit your feminine looking body. To look like a masculine man, you literally have to be on steroid hormones.
Testosterone needs to be high.
Testosterone
Yeah,
has
women don't have the testosterone like that to build the
Do you,
body.
all right, look at this. Do you know how hard it is for a
Oh,
skinny man?
God.
Right, look up. It's a struggle for men alone to put on size. Right, men alone to put on size. Men go through hell and back just to put on a good size shoulder, back, and so on, and it takes them hard. You really think a woman with way less testosterone than a man will look bulky and big like a man just like that? It would. Believe me, you need to be on full on. Those women that look like that, they're on hormone enhancing.
But sometimes again, it's all depending on your genetic makeup as well. Because you know, some women tend
Some
to
women
put
have
more,
dominantly more testosterone. Yeah.
yeah. So you know, that's another determining factor that we must consider as well. But yeah.
But the
Okay.
majority that has a feminine look, you're not gonna look like a man just overnight.
Yeah.
That's what I posted about today, actually, on my Instagram. I don't know if you saw.
Was that last video you put up? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just saw it just now. Actually.
What's your Instagram? I'm gonna follow you.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go look.
Yeah, no, because it's a lot of men that have to be like, see now, you know, a girl shouldn't be lifting heavy. They shouldn't be doing this. They shouldn't be doing that. And I'm just like, for that reason, I'm probably gonna go now lift more.
The reason they're vexed because most women are outlifting them as well. You know what I mean? Which is true, which is facts now. Women are doing numbers in the gym now.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get hench. You're not gonna get hench at all.
It'll actually build an hourglass. It'll actually give you the more feminine look and hourglass.
Training your back is what's gonna give you that
hourglass figure.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so Rosie, what's your pet peeve as a personal trainer?
I think in addition to what the guys have said already, my one would be when you set up a plan with a client, or you know, we've got a goal. Here's how we're going to work to it on week basis. We all know about progressive overload, etc., etc., etc. And then you got your client that'll go chat to their friends, come back and be like, "Yeah, okay, so I've cut out carbs." So we had a plan. We knew what we were doing week on week. Why have you gone and done extra? We don't need to do the extra. We just need to do the work. And then you have to sit down and explain. You still need we need this in our body. Nutrition works like this. It's about balance, etc., etc., etc. Or they've gone and listened to or watched a YouTube generic program and want to work with, and you're like, no, we're working together. I've got the same, if not more, qualifications than this person who's an influencer online. Let us do this work, and that for me is my biggest peeve. It's like, come on, just like what doctors say. You know, somebody may jump over, hurt their arm or whatever. You go on YouTube and you start diagnosing yourself and saying you want this and that. Trust the professional. You know what I mean? We're the professional.
I wouldn't trust doctors, by the way.
Yeah. Regardless, I'm just saying, trust them. I don't know you, brother. I've just met you today, but I feel like you're giving that kind of energy. You ain't gotta trust the doctors. I get that, bro. It's true. But you get my point, though.
Yeah, I get your point.
Okay.
But actually, you touching on adding on to that point, that's a massive one. You see influencers that will go and do the BBLs and so on, and then pretend to be.
Oh, brother, don't get me started on that.
They show you a picture of someone, they're just owning like this person. You're just like,
yeah, and because they have a massive following already, because of obviously their influence. Yes, they buy my program to get this and this and this, and people will be like, yeah, they trust in whatever they say because they're seeing the body that this person has bought and pretended that they worked hard to get that body. So
that's the worst. I think at some point, social media has to get their arms around these people that are faking this, because you have people putting themselves in dangerous kind of situations to try and achieve things that are unachievable. Yeah, I went away and in 2 weeks I look like this. No, that didn't happen. You bought that. Like, be honest with the people. So yeah, that's a big problem, I think.
Okay. Next question. What are your top 3 soca tunes to work out to? We're gonna go to Lorraine.
Fucking hell, that's a question.
I'm taking notes, so when I next go to the gym, I know what to be playing, and you know.
That's a question.
That's a really good question.
I look at my SoundCloud right
Because
now.
it changes every time.
What
Yeah, I don't have
have
top three.
you
I
got on
don't
there,
think.
Huh?
What have you got on there?
Right, I listen to mixes more time.
Yeah, I
you know.
listen to mixes.
I listen to a power mix. It's called
Yeah,
Our Power.
Yeah.
So is
And
there
it's-
not like one or even one
Nah.
song where you hear it and you just think that's me? I'm just gonna
Well-
do a set on the treadmill or some
Well, for
Russian.
me,
You know
any.
what?
Go ahead.
Do you know
Yeah,
what? So I
Go
did I hosted a soca spin session in last month, and at my gym, and we had a live DJ, right? And when I was curating the list, I was putting the list together to give to the DJ. And do you know what song really just like is Jab King at Toi? That
Yeah.
is just that vibe. It's a few years old, but honestly,
Yeah.
when that plays,
Of course.
I can spin for days, like, and I can reload it and reload it and reload it, and you'll get anything out of me when that plays.
I don't think people understand this the spiritual aspect of the jab music and how it elevates a certain feeling in you. Why we feel so energetic on the road when jab plays and it brings out that spirit in you. That exact same tunes will make you feel will rise that energy with you in the gym. So then any jab, well, not any jab, but certain jab tunes will literally trigger me to be like, yeah, I'm ready. And those yeah.
I think Jab King.
You're touching on
one
what
that
Lorraine
you-
said as well.
Yeah.
Hmm?
No, I was gonna
saying
say.
I just qualified as a spin class instructor. Was it 2 weeks ago?
Sick.
And we had to do.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I survived.
Congrats.
I survived it. 3 30-minute spin classes in one session. I was like, okay. And we had to do our own like 10-minute session, and actually use the soca tune as well. And I'm just like, because I don't actually listen to music when I train at all.
Man.
Yeah.
I'm
I know
exactly
with
the
soca
same. I don't
music-
listen to music.
Nah,
I
music
can't. I
drives.
get distracted by the music. I'll start listening to music more than I'm training, so I just don't bother. But yeah, I definitely can relate with the soca music to spin. You'll just spin for ages.
Forever.
Yeah, it's a vibe. It's a vibe.
Okay.
Sorry.
What were you gonna say, Mark?
No, I was gonna touch because you said the song Jab King à Toi, but there's a next tune by Jab King called Jab Exam.
Yeah,
That
Jab
tune
Exam.
there, when I hear that tune there, that gets me going for sure.
I'm literally on Spotify now. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we had to bring Jab King on the live and give us a live little something. We have a little mini class.
But it's true what Dexter said about the jab music, you know, because even when I'm in fets and you know they're playing different genres of music, you have the Trini, which is nice and sweet and blah blah. Everyone's grooving and blah blah. Soon as that jab come on, the players get mad. You know what I mean? Everything energy's up. So that's like, as you said, that's a perfect kind of genre to listen to if you're doing something upbeat like spin or something like heavy, something like that.
Saying that, I've been listening to a whole different genre lately. Well, this actually just one tune that been on repeat. That's been getting me through my deadlifts and so on. It's a drum and bass tune, but mix of jungle, and that again.
Is it Dexter?
Yeah, obviously soca and reggae is my passion, but the jungle and the drum and bass again, it has, and because it has pop corners in it and so on, so it has that reggae element and so on. So the bass line, drums and bass that's driving for it. But that tune, when I hear it, it triggers off. Just
You have to send on that tune. We can all hear it.
In it?
Actually, let me play it.
Sorosi.
I'll play
Oh,
this one. It's called Sensor from Popcorn and Ira. So whenever you get a chance, check it out. Sensor.
I'm gonna mark that down as well. Sorosi. What's your song?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like I said. I don't listen to music when I'm training at all. There's a spirituality, and there's a spirituality with me. I feel as though, and my connection, because the type of training I do, I do go to the gym, but primarily what I'm doing is I may go for a 200-mile cycle. I may go and run like half a marathon, or I'm swimming. Primarily, if I'm swimming and I'm doing a few miles in the lake, you can't really listen to music. But I think I have a oneness. Probably gonna sound a little bit airy-fairy. I have a oneness with myself and getting into my zone, my personal zone for exercise, and this leads all the way back to when I used to train for fighting, for Thai boxing, and that, just being in my mind, being at one with myself. So The music is a distraction for me.
No, but
And-
that's powerful. If you can master that and be within your mind, and that's a power that most people don't have. Once you're actually able to master the mind and be within your mind, that's a power that the most powerful power you could have.
Yeah, so there you go, respect, bro. That's where I'm at. I tried to listen to music when I was the last time when I was running a half marathon. I was just like, it's not for me, man. I just want to be in the zone with myself. And when you feel your pain and you're like, rah, nah, I'm not done. I got more. I'll hit the wall. I got more. You know what I mean? Just give yourself that little boost. That's what I do anyway.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Okay, that's nice. That's a different take on it.
Well, you're the one that's throwing left ball questions, and you know what I mean?
Well,
you're gonna get left ball responses. Where I look for?
I'm not gonna touch just a touch on, as Dexter was talking about previously, the nutrition side of things. Because I know when you're at Carnival, yeah, the last thing you want to be eating is a salad, because you got jerk chicken, you got patties, you got alcohol.
You don't gotta eat a salad though. I think that's a massive misconception as well when it comes to.
You got rice.
Nah, that's a massive misconception when it comes to being healthy. I think, and you guys may disagree. I think the important thing is balance and understanding what you're eating, understand the nutritional elements of what you're eating, not just raw. I'm being healthy. I'm gonna eat a salad every day. That's not necessarily healthy. You know how much time clients will say, "Yeah, man, I'm on the salads now." Why? Why are you on the salads? I didn't say go on the salads.
Because that's what we can balance on the plate, you know.
No, man.
I personally go by portion control.
Yes, absolutely.
If I have any my clients, I just tell them portion control.
Yeah.
So you got your plate, you got your standard plate, you got your 50%, you got your greens, you got your good fats, 25%, you got your protein. And 25% you got your carbohydrates. Yeah. You got to make sure you're eating your complex carbohydrates. You're not just eating those white rice and white bread or white pasta. Just throw that all out the window.
The thing I like to say to many people,
you just still eat and you'll still lose the weight and you'll still get the muscle.
The thing I like to say to a lot of people, try to eat foods that's as close to nature as possible. Anything man-made, you're gonna have issues. Anything man-made, is going to relate to issues. The closer you can eat to nature, the better you're better off you're at. Literally anything. Carbs is your friend. Don't think carbs is the enemy. Carbs is your friend, but carbs has to be from nature, from the ground, not the process, as she was saying, the white rice, the white pasta. All this is bleached, man-made stuff. So the closer you can go to more what God has created for you and nature's created for you, that's what the body understands and that's what the body will respect. Anything man-made will destroy the body.
Yeah.
So literally. 100%. Is there anything that we should be or shouldn't be eating in the run-up to Carnival to get ourselves fit for the road?
No, you just have to balance diet. He's been saying it, balanced diet. There's no specific. You just have to be healthy overall. A balanced, healthy diet will keep you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, with the 50 days to go, I think what Dexter says is quite true and quite helpful. That, if nothing else, at least cut out the things that are more processed, if you can. Mm-hmm. And just focus on more like natural occurring foods.
And you can also drink your calories as well. People tend to forget.
And then lots of
that's the point we haven't made. You know, a lot of people don't. Sorry to cut you. Apologies for cutting your wisdom there. But people don't recognize that a lot of the calorie intake is not necessarily the food that you may cut up with a knife or fork. A lot of people love to drink a beer or drink wine and drink these things.
That's
that
a lot.
That will whack your calorie count up high.
So potentially, on the road for Notting Hill Carnival, I could literally drink all my calories in one day then, because, you know, you start drinking alcohol in the morning, you know, Juve, morning, drinking. Then you go into actual Carnival, more drinking. And then by like, you know, mid-afternoon, you're thinking, I'm a bit hungry. Then you go for the jerk chicken. That's more calories.
I know I'm going to sound like a downer now, but the older I've gotten, the less I drink alcohol and I care for alcohol, you know. When I was younger, I used to love alcohol. I used to drink it by the bottles. But the older I get, obviously, alcohol is a spiritual thing. Again, it lowers your vibration. Alcohol stands. Alcohol, it lowers your spirit. It lowers your vibration. And this is why you tend to do stupidness when you're drunk, because it lowers your vibration to its lowest frequency. So, and the more I've progressed on my spiritual journey, the less I'm inclined to to drink alcohol and so on. Yeah, don't get me wrong, when Jab plays and so on and I'm Carnival, I'll still drink alcohol, but not to the extent I used to drink it. I love to be conscious all the time. I've never, luckily, touch wood, I've never gotten myself drunk to the point where I'm unconscious. I'm always consciously aware of every action and everything I do. And one thing you have to be, just drink. I know, we a lot of people, we say drink to your limit, and a lot of people don't know their limits, and then they usually go past it, and then they get. But then, if you drink responsibly and drink water to hydrate yourself, usually the balancing the alcohol with drinking water will help get through the nonsense.
Okay, so not much alcohol drinking. Have a balanced diet. And make sure
the balanced diet is in the lead up, right? On the day, I probably
would.
Let me tell you something. You most probably enjoy yourself a lot more if you're not drunk and stupid. Because believe me, when you're actually consciously aware and actually have fun, you don't have the people that will get so drunk to the point where you don't even remember your whole carnival experience. What fun is that?
That's true.
But that's also a very British thing to do, though, isn't it? Get stupidly. I'm not saying that we don't do it in the Caribbean as well, but to get stupidly drunk from early. And it's a very pre-drink and rare. It's a very British thing to do. But I would kind of second that. Anybody that knows me knows that I love to have a rum. You know what I mean? I drink I'm a straight rum and ice person.
Me
so
too.
I'm gonna enjoy a few rums on the road. Keep it balanced. Remember, rum is not water, so drink water as well. And just vibes, and then just keep it within your own limits. Be safe. Eat. I think I don't necessarily have a problem with people having a blowout on a day. You know what I mean? It's a one day. Enjoy yourself, man.
I'll give you my tip.
Go ahead.
I usually take a whole load of burdock root before I drink, because burdock helps the liver process, cleanse the liver. So I usually have a whole load of burdock well before I know I'm going to drink, and that usually helps, because it helps with the body cleansing out the liver and detoxing. So once your liver can optimally detox all the toxins from the alcohol, you're not going to get all the drunk effects and all the nonsense that comes with no hangover, none of that.
There you go.
In a tea, like a tea, or
so you could because you can get burdock root and just boil it as a tea, or get it as a capsule or whatever, however you want it. I'm also a big pusher for capsules because of convenience. We understand not everyone has the time and patience to be making smoothies or teas and so on. So capsules is about convenience. We live in a very, as I said, people like taking shortcuts. So for me, I as much as I have all the bush and all the original contents for all these herbs, I also have it all in capsule form as well for whenever I'm on the go and I just need something quick.
Okay. Oh, interesting. I'll note that down as well. So, to summarize, what are your do's and don'ts for training for Carnival? Just as a little, what's the word? A first-time person wants to get ready, wants to get fit. What would you recommend they do? What wouldn't you recommend they do to get ready or fit for the road?
Don't pressurize yourself.
That's a good one.
Don't pressurize yourself, because then what happens is you go in, you're like, hey, I've got 50 days. How am I going to get this done? Is that you just have to pace it, sort of thing. Like you said about the reminders and just do things with a compound effect. I always try to tell people as well. Just take it in small steps. So obviously, it's only 50 days, but training like a beast in 50 days just isn't going to happen. So, like, even with Marlon's, like, what was the video you done about pull-ups?
Yeah, the progression.
As well, even for me, I'm a personal trainer, but I'm that typical woman once upon a time that didn't want to do no upper body weight exercises. But now you just have to do things in small increments. So that by the time you reach 50 days, by the time you get to 50 days, you're probably going to be more disciplined by that time because you did it in small steps. So that's what I was saying.
Definitely.
Okay. Lorraine?
Yeah, I think I'll stick with make sure you get your steps in. Just walk if you can. Even if it's 20 minutes, it's worth it. It all adds up and it all helps. Ultimately, you're going to be walking a long time for a long duration of the day.
This is true.
I think mentally prepare for that as well. That's probably quite a big one. A understand that it is just a long day of walking or chipping. And and also just drink some water. Drink water. Up your water intake.
Nice. GE Fitness.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. I'll say be realistic with what you're trying to do in those 50 days. You know, as I said before, don't have a crazy absurd goal of building a BBL like bum. You know what I mean? If you don't have much there, you know what I mean? So that's what I would say. Keep it realistic with what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Drinking water and what Paris said as well.
Dexter.
Yeah, for me, it's just understand that it's a lifestyle. It's not just a short-term goal to reach to just the carnival, and then after carnival you're done and you go back to doing nonsense. No, it's a lifestyle. So even after carnival, you still have to carry on eating well, putting in the work, and so on, because it's not for a short-term period. This is for life. And you'll be grateful for that in the long run, because when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s and still feeling fit and still have the energy to fit in carnival at them ages, and you're not feeling too old for fitting, no, because you still have the energy and still have the strong longevity of life at them ages, you'll be grateful for it in the long run.
I hear that. Good advice. And lastly, Sorosi.
Yeah, I would say definitely work out within your on a realistic level. Everything that everybody else has said, but mainly, and the priority is the way I look at things: enjoy yourself. Do things that you're going to enjoy. Try and replicate what you're going to be doing on the day as much as possible, i.e. the walking and so on. Don't overstress it. It's carnival. You know what I mean? We are where we are now. Enjoy yourself, man. It's fun. Life's supposed to be fun.
Enjoy. That's it.
I think next year I'd like to see a big fitness event with all of you doing little stints for people like me to come and, you know, get our last minute workout for the road. What are we saying?
We had that last week.
Sweat in the city.
Sweat in the city, yeah.
Well,
3 of us were there.
Boy, last week I was sweating in the city. It was hot. This week I've been sweating in the city too. It's been mega hot. So, in fact, is there any more of these events coming up where people can find you at in case they want to take part in classes or events to get ready and fit for the road?
Andrea would have been the best person, but her connection cut out.
Yeah,
I know.
Andrea's running a class every Monday, I think, up until the run up to Carnival.
Yeah.
And I might
Where
do
is this taking place?
Yeah, that's supposed to be instructed.
We'll have to find it.
Go to Sweat in the City.
We'll have to find it.
Yeah, go on to her
everybody
page,
Sweat in the City.
It's a
Check
pinned
that
post.
out.
Yeah. And I might do a cheeky soca spin session before Carnival. We'll see. Yeah.
Ooh, I've been to one spin class before in my life.
Do you know I hate
and
spinning
it was
with
the
passion.
last.
I hate
Because
spinning
I was ready to write my own eulogy. I had to film the class. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like to take embarrassment, yeah. And the instructor was like, "Are you sure?" Like, yeah. So I was riding, and then she stood up on the bike, and I said, "No, that's it." And then I managed to crawl out of the class when they finished. I said, "Never again, no." But I might give it a go to soca.
Yeah.
I might try it to soca.
Definitely.
Because that's a different element. I like soca. I don't like to spin, but I'll give it a try. As long as, 999 is on standby, then we're all good. But no, thank you all for taking part. Before we leave, if everyone has wanted to give their socials and when they can find you and any events that you'll be taking part at, I'm going to start off with Sorosi.
Yeah, okay. So I'm Sorosi, SEROCEE on Instagram,
You could have
etc.
said that a bit slower.
Well, you can read it. But yeah, at SEROCEE on social media. However, my fitness page is ICUC Fitness. If I can, you can fitness. Where can you find me? Well, not necessarily. You can not necessarily doing any fitness type events, but I do have a boat party, which is a pre-carnival boat party. So if you want to come and get yourself prepared on the boat, get your sea legs ready, chip up and down the boat. We can do a little practice, etc., etc., etc. Come through 27th of August. Find me on the socials. Come to the boat party. We can exercise. Put it that way.
Once I've done my spin class with Lorraine, and yeah, you
Then
know,
you
I
good.
could shove the legs for the sea captain, you know. Mm-hmm.
Right
GE
to the boat.
Fitness, where? How I'm getting back?
How you gonna get back after you ride to the boat? Jog.
Yeah. No. I have to conserve some of the energy for Carnival, you know. It's a long 3-day
you be good.
marathon.
You be good.
We're gonna move on. GE Fitness, where can we find you? What's your socials?
Yeah, so my socials is at g.e_fitness. You can find me at the Sweat in the City, the event that we're going to be doing. We don't know where it is yet. It's here. It's in the message. It's in the message. But yeah, you can go on Sweat in the City and find that out. I was thinking of doing my own event as well, but we'll see in terms of timing and seeing if I can organize everything in time. But
Do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything, any details like that would be on my social. So just follow me, and any updates regarding that will be on there. So,
And them intense videos. Don't
yeah,
be fooled like me. It's just him one. It's not him and 3 triplets or twins. It's just him one.
that's it. And I may do like a soca kind of workout series where it's actually like, you know, going for like a full routine type vibe.
Yes.
So I'm get Dexter.
That's what I like. Paris, where can we find you?
So my Instagram, I'm on TikTok, but I don't post on it as much, but it's Paris Fabian Fitness. So it's Paris_Fabian_fitness. Yeah.
Okay.
On Instagram as well. I may be
sure
doing a
follow.
soca and step, but again, with time, I'm just trying to figure out the logistics with that. But yeah, potentially. I may be doing a few posts on Instagram, like some stuff. Yeah.
Let me know. I like the soca.
Yeah. I see some step exercises. I'm like, that looks like a vibe. I might have to try that actually. So yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm hoping so. But I know there's a lot of soca events going on and whatnot. So we'll see when that will fit in.
Nice. Yeah. And Lorraine?
You can find me at Simply Lorraine. There's a couple of X's either side of that. And yeah, hopefully a soca spin class. And if it's not before Carnival, it will be on the other side of Carnival.
Yes, because we have to start from winter.
It's happening. Does anyone know that?
Oh, don't know, but hopefully it is.
I think so.
Might have time to.
Well, I'm actually going to be doing the Samba parade, so yeah, that's a whole nother thing.
I'm having a soca step, soca spin. GE Fitness is going to do a soca workout. What? Sorry, she's got a boat party. I'm starting from August 27th. Boat party, soca workout, soca spin, soca step. Dexter, come on, you have to finish it off now. We want the big thing. Where can we find you?
My name is Holistic Dex at Holistic Dex, and I also do health checks. So I do like cholesterol, glucose, blood pressure, those sort of things. So if you want to get those sort of checks to actually check your different levels and so on, because obviously understanding those could then guide you on your nutrition and so on, because nutrition plays a massive part in your overall health. And obviously,
so you're the man to see before we start and after when we finish. Then
that's it. And
and during as well, so we can mark the progress.
That's it. But yeah, at Holistic Dex on Instagram, that's my social. And just look up for the mad jab that plays in all the fets. So and then Carnival. Look up for me, Marlon, and our crew with the jabs.
Oh well, science. Yes, I like it. So you see that I'm starting from August the 27th with Sorosi. No, start off with Dexter. Then I'm gonna go to the boat. I'm gonna go to Dexter, mark down all of my cholesterol, sugars, and all of that. Then I'm gonna go to the boat party. Then we got soca workout, soca step, and a soca spin, and then come back and see Dexter to mark the progress. Well, look out for me next year,
Of course.
Yes.
Skimpy. But no, thank you all very much for taking part. And I hope the listeners have gained a little insight into how they can get fit for Carnival, what they need to be doing, what they don't need to be doing.
Remy.
And obviously...
Have you got any Carnivals booked for the Caribbean next year?
That could be telling, I have some. Why?
No, just looking forward to because the last time was 2019 Experience of Carnival Caribbean Carnival. So this year, obviously not this year, but next year definitely 100%.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted to go to a carnival with me and you was inviting me. Okay, all right, I see. But no, thank you all very much for taking part. I hope the listeners have learned
thank you.
something and insight into getting fit for the road and obviously implement some of these things going forward. The time is now. If not for this year carnival, next year you'll be set and ready to go. But no, thank you very much. And obviously give these guys a follow on all your socials. Mine is at Remstar6 on Instagram and DJ Remedy on TikTok. And yes, look out for me on the road. I'll look out for you guys as well.
Who are you playing with?
Next, me. I'm playing with myself. Not like that. I know it's after hours, but I'll be around. You'll notice me. That's what I know. You'll notice me.
Okay.
Yeah, boy. Who are you guys playing with? Anybody specific?
Island Mass on a Sunday, and then I'm playing with the Invaders, my cousin's float on a Monday.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Dexter?
Same thing. Where you see G Fitness, you'll see.
What are you going to say?
And Paris, the same as well.
No, I'm supposed to be in Watless on Sunday, but I'm doing the Brazilian parade on the Monday.
Hey, I need to come where you're going.
So it's 6-inch heels on the roads the whole way.
I'll come
talk about that as well.
I'll come join you on the Monday.
Yeah.
What's the best footwear?
Just be early. Just be early on the Monday.
Lorraine?
Where am I?
Yeah.
Sunday I am with Island Mass, and Monday I'm with Release the Rhythm.
Okay.
Sarosi?
You see me wherever I am, man. You know me already, man. I'm always doing a million things over Carnival, so wherever you see me, you see me.
Whoa, well, we're about to see one person here or there over the 2 days. But thank you very much for taking part. And I look forward to seeing these soca classes coming up because I will be taking part. Most definitely. Thank you anyway. Next week, we're talking to the UK soca artists about Carnival and sharing their Carnival experiences. So, tell a friend, 50 Shades of Carnival next week. Thank you all, guys, and have a lovely evening.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.